The time has finally come. El derbi madrileño is upon us. Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, one of the biggest games of the season every year. But this year it has even much more of a meaning because, as we all know, Atletico Madrid is currently first place, and it's only going to take up to us to bring down these other giants. So guys, make sure you stick around all the way till the end of the video to hear my predicted lineup, my predicted score. But for now, let's go ahead and analyze our city rivals and current first place of La Liga, Atletico Madrid. Let's get started. What's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue. It's been a while since we've had a pregame, but we are back and better. So let's go ahead and get started. I want you guys to let me know down in the comments what you think will happen if not only your score prediction, obviously, but if Real Madrid does not win this game. That means if they tie or if they lose. Let me know if you think Real Madrid will be done for this season. I really want to hear you guys' opinions. Obviously, after this game, there will only be about 12 games left in La Liga, so not much league is left upon us. So let me know what you think down below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start talking about Atletico Madrid. As you guys already know, Atletico Madrid is currently situated number one, first place, pole position in La Liga. And it has not been easy for many teams in La Liga to bring them down. Only two teams have managed to give Atletico Madrid a loss this season. One already being us, which of course we're going to look to do that again. The other team being Levante team that also beat us, funny enough. However, they have managed to lose against a lot of the other lower league tables teams in La Liga. But with that being said, Atletico Madrid only has 2 losses this whole season. And as we already know, Atletico Madrid is known for being a team that loves to keep the clean sheets. That is a Simeone way. Let's keep a clean sheet, see what goals we can get, and that normally tends to be pretty successful for him as he ends up coming out with a lot of 1-0, 2-0 victories. However, in the past about 10 games, Atletico Madrid has had a huge problem conceding goals. They have gone down to the other teams so frequently. For a matter of fact, the last time that Atletico Madrid got a clean sheet, other than, their last game, they finally managed to get a clean sheet against Villarreal, which was a pretty big opponent, winning 2-0. But before that, if we don't count that last La Liga game, we have to go all the way back to January 12th, the beginning of this year, which was the last time that they actually got a clean sheet, which was against another big team, Sevilla, when they beat them 2-0 and they looked completely unstoppable. However, since that victory against Sevilla, things at Atletico Madrid started to get the water started to get a little bit iffy, and they started tying up a lot of games and then eventually losing up to Levante, which is what gave us and Barcelona a lifeline in this Liga. A lifeline. Had it not been for those games, we would probably be sitting here 15 points behind Atletico Madrid, not even caring about La Liga anymore. However, we have hope. There is still hope, especially when you look at Atletico Madrid and their games against other big teams. Obviously, we guys, Madridistas, already know that they have taken it down to us already this season 2-0 in that game in which Carvajal scored that banger of a goal. Well, and it ended up counting as an own goal, but it was still a banger of a goal. And we've also seen Atletico play against Chelsea in the Champions League, and they did look to be pretty iffy. Simeone tends to have a slight fear against the big teams. He tends to switch up the way his team plays. Whenever you watch Atletico Madrid play against inferior teams, they're out there. They go and press really hard. They attack. It's a pretty open game. However, the moment he goes up against big teams, he tends to take an approach of a more conservative approach where he wants to just defend, hold out the tie until they can get an opening. But against bigger teams, that often doesn't work, as the moment they get scored on, they struggle to find options. So it'll be interesting to see if Simeone has learned from his past experiences. You would think by now, after managing Atletico Madrid for who knows how many years, like 8 years now at this point, I'm not too sure, that he would have learned, because this seems to be a recurrent event whenever he goes up against the big teams. So we'll see if he has a similar approach where he defends very much against us. Atletico Madrid is going to be at home at the Wanda Metropolitano, and you would think they would want to come out there to defend their pride in their own stadium in Madrid. Okay, with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump on to the player to watch for Atletico Madrid, and that is Luis Suarez, El Pistolero, who's been having a phenomenal season after Barca let him go. And we all know the reason why Barca let him go. They thought he was too old. They thought that man could not do anything else, and all he was going to go do was bite other people. And he said, no, No, I am here to stay. I am here to keep scoring goals. I'm gonna prove to you guys that I can still do it, and he's done it. He has 16 goals so far this season, absolutely killing the game. So we're definitely gonna wanna watch out for him. Let me remind you guys real quick about what happened last time he played against us, and that is the fact that because Atletico Madrid decided to play really defensive, they could not get Luis Suarez the ball. They struggled to get him the ball, and whenever Suarez doesn't have the ball, there's not much he can do because he's not a player to move a lot around the ball. So that's going to be pretty crucial. So real quick, let's talk about Atletico's strengths. Obviously, we've already been talking about how good they are at defending, how good they are at going back there and defending the lead, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. If we are somehow go down against them, it's going to be really tough to come back. So we really have to minimize those stupid mistakes that we often tend to make, where we'll start off a game and give them an easy goal. We have to minimize that. We have to come out there focused, because the moment Atletico gets a lead, it's really hard to come back from that. Aside from that, they're also really, really clinical. It doesn't take them many shots to score. I believe Suarez's goal shot to goal ratio is about two and a half shots per goal, which is really, really insane. So we're really gonna want to minimize the amount of chances that we give Atletico Madrid. Against Real Sociedad, we were conceding a lot of counterattacks. So we're gonna have to be, once again, very focused, very careful with all that. Now I want to quickly talk about Atletico Madrid's difficult schedule that they have for the rest of this month. We've already said how they've had tough games against Chelsea. They've been tying certain games against Celta Vigo, Levante, but it doesn't stop there. It gives Real Madrid and Barcelona some more hope in the case that this game doesn't go our way. They still have to play against Atletico Bilbao. They still have to play against Getafe, Sevilla. So I kind of want to transition onto what would happen if Real Madrid were to lose this game, or the different scenarios. As of right now, Atletico Madrid currently sits 5 points ahead of us with 1 game in hand. That game will be played this Wednesday against Atletico Bilbao. And so at that point, from that point on, they will have no more games ahead of us. We will have the same games played. Now, assuming that they were to win that game against Atletico Bilbao, they would have an 8-point gap on us. So then if we were to lose this game tomorrow to them, then they would open up an 11-point gap, and at that point, I believe the season is basically done for us. If we were to tie the game, and they were to also, like I said, win their midweek game, there's still some hope. But even then, a 9-point gap is quite a bit. So this leaves very little room for us for a mistake. I think, we basically have to go out there and win this one, guys. With that being said, we cannot forget that Barcelona is also basically at the same amount of points. They are currently starting up their match against Osasuna, a game that my brother, I don't know if he'll be able to upload a post-game analysis video for you guys. He's currently out on vacation after that Barcelona victory in Copa del Rey. He decided, and for his birthday obviously, he decided to take a week off and enjoy life a little more. So their game is also going to be very important. Ronald Koeman has actually gone out and mentioned how he's going to be supporting Real Madrid for this one. He needs the top dog, the first place team, to drop some points. So Barcelona fans, we have a common goal, and that is to bring Atletico Madrid currently down, and then we can go back to our usual rivalry. And so now transitioning to Real Madrid, the big news for us is that Karim Benzema, El Gato, is finally back with us after being out injured for 3 weeks. And guys, we saw how much our offense suffered not having him there. It was tremendous. Against the game against Real Valladolid, the game against Atlanta in the Champions League, we basically had no offense, and it was just really sad to watch our front three being led by Mariano, oftentimes finishing the game out with all 3 Castilla players. Little by little, we're getting players back. Obviously, we have Valverde back, we have Rodrigo back, and so it's going to be pretty big. Now, is Karim Benzema going to start this game? That is my main question. Let's quickly run through my predicted lineup for this game. I believe from the goalie to the midfield, it's going to be pretty obvious with Courtois, with Lucas Vazquez at the right back. Center backs, Nacho and Varane. Both of them have been playing really good. Nacho's been doing a phenomenal job substituting Sergio Ramos. Left back spot, Ferland Mendy. The 3 midfielders, I'm not going to opt for Fede Valverde just yet. I think Zidane will go for the 3 midfielders that have been playing almost the entirety of the season, and that is Casemiro, Toni Kroos, and Luka Modric. Up top is where we have the real question. I'm personally not very happy with Marco Asensio, especially lately. However, there's really not that many options. and I'm gonna actually opt for not starting Benzema. I don't think he's fully fit after only practicing one or two, I believe only 2 practices that he got to do. So in the right wing, I'm gonna start Marco Asensio. Up top, I'm gonna throw Rodrigo, since Mariano actually recently got hurt, so we will not be seeing him. And then Vinicius Jr. on the left wing. I think Zidane will want to see what these 3 can do, and then if he doesn't generate much offense, then he can bring in Karim Benzema in the second half and start creating a little more. Obviously, it'll come down to how fit, how ready Karim Benzema is. I would love to see him start and play the whole game, but I just don't know if that's entirely realistic for us. And so with that being said, it's time to jump on to our score prediction. But before giving my score prediction, I want to remind you guys and keep you up to date with how the leaderboards are. So as you can see right here, the majority of you are at a stalemate, at a tie with 3 correct predictions. There's actually 3 or 4 more of you that also have 3 predictions, but y'all don't quite make it into the top 5 yet. So I definitely want to see you guys, one of you, break that deadlock that there is and get that 4th prediction. Reminder, guys, that the winner gets to take home. I will send you guys the home jersey from Karim Benzema at the end of the season for whoever has the most correct prediction. So make sure you leave down below your score prediction. But in terms of mine, I am actually going to go for a Real Madrid victory. I think we can take this game 2-1. It's going to be an extremely hard-fought game, but I think Real Madrid has been showing us some solidity in the midfield, solidity in the defense. If we have an inspired day up top, Karim Benzema that comes back pretty inspired, maybe Vinicius Jr. or Rodrigo has a great game, then I think we can take those 3 points. So I'm going to go for that 2-1 victory for us. Like I said, let me know down below what you think the score will be. Guys, for you, if you're new to the account, a reminder that this is a big game, and of course we're going to be seeing a live reaction. So this is your reminder to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit the like button while you're at it. I'm really excited, guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I will be seeing y'all tomorrow. And as always, Real Madrid.